You wake up one morning, check your phone, and find a message from a lawyer. Apparently, a distant relative you barely remember has died. His name? Gerald Pickles. Yes, Gerald Pickles. You honestly thought the strangest thing about him was his name. You were wrong. According to his will, Gerald Pickles left you $1 million. For a few seconds, you just stare at the message. Then, your brain starts spending money you haven't even received yet. A luxury car, a huge house, maybe a ridiculous vacation just because you can. But then you stop. Because becoming rich overnight can make you poor just as quickly. So instead of spending it, you decide to make the money work first. You start looking for a business people actually need, not something exciting, not some internet trend, something boring, something people would keep paying for every month. Then you notice something. The city is getting more crowded, apartments are getting smaller, and people somehow keep collecting more stuff. So you get an idea. Self-storage. You find a piece of land in a busy, accessible part of the city. It's expensive, very expensive, but the location is everything. You spend a huge part of the inheritance buying the land. Then the real headache begins. Permits, construction, security, insurance, and countless unexpected requirements. Every time you think you're finished, another bill appears. You look at the construction site and think, I could have just bought the Lamborghini. But you keep going. The buildings finally go up. Inside, you divide the space into dozens of small storage units. Now you have a property full of empty boxes, which is great. And this is where the business begins. You need customers, so you create a simple website with prices, unit sizes, photos, security information, and easy booking. Then you start advertising, local social media ads, signs around the neighborhood. You even contact nearby moving companies and real estate agents. You offer referral deals. If someone is moving into a smaller apartment, they need storage. If a business is renovating, they need storage. You aren't really selling empty rooms. You're selling space when people desperately need it. But the first few weeks are brutal. You spend money on advertising, you check your phone constantly. One booking, then nothing. Another booking, then 3 days of silence. You start wondering if you've just buried your inheritance under a pile of concrete. But slowly, people start coming. The first unit gets rented, then another. Soon, you're answering messages from customers at breakfast. Someone wants a bigger unit. Someone lost their access code. Someone wants to know if they can store a motorcycle. The business is finally alive, but now you discover another problem. Empty space doesn't pay you. So you start watching which units rent fastest. You raise prices slightly on high demand sizes. You improve lighting, add better cameras, make access easier, improve the website, collect customer reviews, and keep advertising. Then something interesting happens. Your customers start bringing you more customers. A person tells a friend. A business recommends you to another business. Months pass. The occupancy rate climbs 70%, 80%, 90%. Now the numbers start looking very different. The building you created with your inheritance is producing monthly cash flow, and that's the part most people miss. You didn't turn $1 million into $1 million of spending. You turned it into an asset that could potentially produce income for years. But don't mistake this for a magic money story. You still have taxes, maintenance, insurance, vacancies, repairs, staff, competition. And if you chose the wrong location, built too expensively, or misunderstood demand, the whole thing could fail. That's the risk. The point isn't that everyone should build storage units. The point is that when a large amount of money suddenly lands in your lap, you have two very different choices. You can use it to upgrade your lifestyle, or you can use it to build something that upgrades your income. And if the business succeeds, you eventually get to do what you wanted to do on day one. Build the dream house, buy the nice car, take the ridiculous vacation. But now you're not selling the asset to afford the lifestyle. The asset is helping pay for it. The smartest thing you can do with $1 million isn't buying expensive things. It's making that money keep producing value long after the excitement fades.